to start today with a little bit of triangle trig and doing stuff that you know how to do and seen before. First thing I want you to do though is make sure your calculator is in degree mode. So if you use the Wabbit, and you might have to check this every time you use your calculator. So you go to mode, right? Mode, and then you want to make sure your calculator is in degree mode, not radian. Your calculator defaults to radian, so if you ever reset your calculator, we have to always change it back to degree mode because we are going to be calculating things in degrees in this class. So first things first, if you took a look at the warm-up, this is just going through the basic naming the size of a triangle based on an angle. So a reference angle, and we will we talk about reference angle being, in this case, reference angle A versus reference angle C. And so if you were to name the sides of those triangles in reference to angle A, you have, in this case, you have hypotenuse, right, is always the same. Opposite side is the side opposite the angle, and then the adjacent side is the other side that's not the hypotenuse, the other side that is a part of creating the reference angle. And then for the second triangle there, when we're referencing the other angle, those sides switch around a little bit. Remember, hypotenuse always stays the same. Hypotenuse is always opposite the right angle. And then the opposite this time is across from C, and the adjacent is the side that is hoping to create C. So then based on the first triangle, so based on this triangle, we are going to name the three trig functions that we will be using in this class, the ratios, right? So remember, trig functions are simply a ratio of the sides of a triangle based on the angle, right? So the ratio for sine is opposite over hypotenuse, cosine is adjacent over hypotenuse, and tangent is opposite over adjacent. So this is just, again, giving you a ratio of the sides of a triangle to the angle, okay, to the reference angle. Right, so notice these are all in reference to angle theta, or angle A. Okay. So let's take a look here. We're just going to start jumping right in and use the knowledge that we have seen before, that we know from before, and start working through a few of these triangles, different things that we can do. So for triangles below, for part A, we want to name the hypotenuse, the side opposite, and the side adjacent to alpha. So if we're just labeling those in each one, so the hypotenuse, remember the hypotenuse is always opposite the right angle. So hypotenuse, you could, oops, I didn't spell that right. Oh my goodness, I didn't spell that right either. So the hypotenuse, let's try that again. Let's try that abbreviation again. The hypotenuse is always the side opposite the right angle. In this case, we could name that as side BC, right? The adjacent side, right, to alpha is the side that is used to create the other side of the angle. So AB is the adjacent side, and then that leaves AC as the opposite, right? Opposite of the reference angle. Any of these problems that we don't do on this handout, these are ones that you want to go back and work on for homework. Okay, so naming the three sides in relation to the angle given. Okay? The other thing you'll notice is these are all from the textbook, from the PDF textbook. You can see the chapter and the exercise set, so you can go and check your answers. Please do so. For each of the following triangles, find the sine, cosine, and tangent of theta. So we are just creating the ratio based on the reference angle given. So sine, right, remember, is opposite over hypotenuse. So sine of theta in this case is Q over P. Right, Q over P, opposite over hypotenuse. And that is not correct.